Hey guys, this is Kevin with the Art Internal, and today I'm going to be talking about fear. Now, fear is something that can dominate a person's life. Someone who lets fear attach to them and associates themselves and their decisions and each decision they make on a day-to-day basis based off of attributing themselves with the thought of fear. The scanning system that our brain uses every day to troubleshoot the environment and to weed out the primitive part in our brains that helped us as a species grow and helped us get to where we are now. It was very practical. When we were in the plains, when there might have been an animal that was stalking us, hunting us, when we were hunting, the anxiety that we are currently facing is a product of the fight or flight system in the body, which basically, when you're alerted with a threat, this threat releases endorphins in your body that help you to defend against that threat. It pumps you full of adrenaline, in which you can basically run super fast, and you could defend yourself properly with this surge of energy that comes out of it. So it's basically trying to protect us. Now, most of us today, we're not really in the kind of environment, well, usually most of us, I don't know about the people who like to live life a little bit more dangerously, Steve Irwin, for example. But for most of us, most of the time, we're not in a life or death situation where we have to defend ourselves against predators. Now, so when we do get this, when we attribute ourselves to the fear thoughts that's going on in our head, this sparks the fight or flight system, which in turn increases our heart rate. A lot of times our temperature rises, our visual acuity increases. Now, this can be interpreted in a completely different way. And since our body is trying to protect us from something that is abstract, say it's trying to warn us of the dangers that are apparent in our mind because we've attached this fear as in life or death situation. Most of us aren't in a life or death situation, but we interpret it as I am being attacked. There is something stalking me and I need to evade this presence. The problem is most of the problems that we deal with aren't that straightforward. Most of the fears that we have in our mind aren't really life or death. A lot of it could be losing a job. A lot of it could be social engagement with family members. A lot of it could be a big interview or trying to find a place to live. So these kind of things, they're not really life or death situations at that immediate point. Now, a lot of people take it as that, though, and they allow their minds to tell them that this is threatening to my personal being. Now, I find that if you just as if you're sitting in the ocean and you are just letting the waves hit you, try doing this. Next time you're feeling frightened, or next time you feel the anxiety pulsing through you, taking over your body, just don't fight it. as if you're sitting in the ocean. Just let it wash over you. Let it become you. And I find that if you allow this to happen, then you get completely with it. And so you're not fighting it anymore. It's like if you got your foot caught in a bear trap, which is a horrible thing to happen in its own right. The more you pull away from it and the more you thrash about it, the more it's going to hurt. This is what creates pain, is not so much as the initial experience of pain, but the fact that it's set in our minds that we need to control pain and we have to dominate it over us. A lot of us feel embarrassed when we feel we can't control ourselves when we're experiencing a great deal of pain. But I find that the more you go into it, the more you let it roll over you, the more you get with it, the more it becomes less of an ordeal. It becomes less of you fighting against it and making it worse in the process. This was illustrated. If you ever read the book series by Frank Herbert, Dune, there is a part in it where the main character, Paul Atreides, is in order to pass a test, he has to put his hand in the pain box, in which this pain box basically gives him an intense feeling of pain in his hand, and he just allows it to basically pass over him from his training. He lets it go through him, and so he allows it. So then when he pulls his hand out of the box, he realizes, oh, there's nothing there. This is a pain that was induced by nerve induction. It was a test. Now, this is something that really stuck with me and made me really want to get into the understanding of pain and suffering. And anyway, what I found most is that the more you pull away from pain, the more you try and push it away or pull away from it, the more it's going to hurt and the more it's going to get you tied up. And if you want to really be liberated from it, you have to let it consume you. And that's really when you'll understand exactly what the pain is there for and exactly your interpretation that you previously had of pain, and realize just how much you're really tying yourself up with just the thoughts that you're creating about it. Because for the most part, when you're in pain, it's the thoughts that you create around it that make it really intolerable. And so it's a challenge. Next time you're feeling pain, next time you're feeling anxious, just sit with it. Don't push it. Don't try to, meet it head on. Just recognize it and pinpoint it in your mind and just let it pass over. And just let it be whatever it's doing at the moment. And just stay with it. Anyway, it's a challenge. You could try out anytime, Anyway, that's just a quick video I wanted to do. Like and subscribe to my channel if you'd like. Leave me a comment. That would be great. I'd love to answer any questions or anything like that. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.